If you saw our last video on the basics of inverters and how to choose the right one, which you can link to up here or from the video description, you'll know that in this video we're going to confess our mistakes and share our successes when it comes to which inverters we've bought and used. We'll also talk about why we currently use a budget model rather than a big brand. Don't forget to check out our other videos on everything campervan and motorhome related, from solar to water, heating to gadgets, tyres to trips. If you like this video, please do hit the thumbs up, it really does help me to know what you like, and you can ask any questions or give feedback in the comments. If you want to make sure you don't miss any of our future videos, please hit the subscribe button and clicking the bell will give you a notification when a new video goes live. Finally, if you do decide to hit the thumbs down, it would be great if you could also leave a comment so I'd know what you didn't like. Over the years we've had a variety of inverters, so first let's take a look at where these didn't work quite as we'd hoped. Our first inverter was an attempt to power our laptop, which only had an approved mains charger. Unfortunately, the inverter we got was square wave, and although it appeared to charge it, it also caused the screen and trackpad to behave strangely and glitch. We were worried that it would damage the laptop, so stopped using it. Mistake 2 was when we got our second van. As everyone was fitting inverters, we got on board the bandwagon and ordered a 1500 watt inverter to power our microwave, travel kettle and coffee machine. But the results weren't what we hoped. Whilst it was able to run our 700 watt microwave, not only did it not sound very healthy, due to the AGM battery bank, we found that unless we had fantastic solar conditions, it would take ages to put back in what we used, and the current it pulled from the battery bank risked significantly shortening the life of our batteries. So it sat not being used and was pretty much a waste of money for us. Mistake 3, when we fitted our Roma lithium batteries, we hoped that we could use our induction hob with that inverter that had sat unused, but we were wrong. Although it made all the right noises, the pan never got hot, and we found that that was due to it being a modified sine wave. But now let's look at the successes we have had with inverters. After our failure with the square wave inverter, we invested in a 300 watt Pure SIne Wave Inverter for our laptop. We could have tried one of the many aftermarket 12 volt leads, but we decided it was safer to be able to use the supplied mains leads, even if it was a little less efficient. After the problems with our modified sine wave inverter, we invested in a 1000 watt constant, 2000 watt peak pure sine wave inverter, knowing this would be big enough for most things we needed when used individually, but not too big so we weren't using more power than we needed every time we wanted it. Combined with our Roma lithium batteries, this gives us a good off-grid capability. And when we moved to a laptop that was powered through USB-C and no longer needed the 300 watt pure sine wave inverter, we still put it to use, as it gives us a reasonably efficient way to use the last few mains powered items like tool chargers that we have, without having to use the unnecessarily high powered 1000 watt inverter. You've probably noticed that we went with a relatively cheap unknown brand of inverter, which you may think is strange. In a minute, we'll talk about why we made that decision. The more money and time you spend on your van, the more important it is to protect it. We use CarLock's multi-network GPS tracker to give us peace of mind with its great connectivity and tracking, along with rapid notifications if anyone tampers with the device or vehicle. You can see our full review in the video up here, and their trackers are available in their Amazon shop linked in the video description, and cost from only £30 with very reasonable subscription costs starting from only £6.90 a month. Using the promotional code EXPLOREVANCL at the checkout will give you 10% off the purchase price, and you can get 14 days extra free trial subscription if you use EXPLOREVANCL code when activating the tracker. Whilst we would have loved to go with a high quality big brand inverter from the likes of Victron or Sterling, we chose more budget friendly that had reasonable reviews. There are 3 reasons we were happy to do that. The first is that the inverter for us is a luxury. The key things we use them for, we can do in a different way. For example, using LPG to boil a kettle or cook dinner. So were the inverter to fail on us at an inopportune time, it's not a huge problem. The second is the cost. Were it to fail, we could buy at least 4 replacements for the same cost as some of the big brands. It's worth noting that these more expensive models may have features you want, like Bluetooth monitoring, remote control and automatic switchovers, but for us, none of that was necessary. The third reason is that our inverter is used sporadically and for a few minutes here and there, rather than continuous use, and it's only switched on when we are present. So if there was a problem, we can isolate it very quickly, mitigating any safety concerns. If we were totally reliant on our inverter, if it failing would mean the end of our trip, or if we were expecting to use it when we weren't there with it, then we possibly would have chosen differently. Having seen some of the mistakes we made with inverters, I hope it helps you to make the right choices for what you need in your van. Thanks for watching our video, and as always, if you have any questions or feedback, please pop them in the comments below. If you find the video useful, please like, share and consider subscribing.